Today we're going to be going over the best players for each position right now for the Eagles theme team. Now I'm not going to be doing like offense. I think offensive linemen are the only thing I'm excluding, and I'm only going to do one player for each position because it's supposed to be the best. So these are kind of like basically the must-have players for the Eagles theme team, and we're also not going to be counting guys to get like all team chems. So basically like the team captains or cards like that basically. I don't know, you're probably seeing Jalen Hurts is in my lineup. We'll get to that eventually. So we are going to start off with the offense side of the ball. Quarterback, obviously. I mean, that's the main position we're going to start with. And it's got to be Refrigerator Perry, William Perry. I'm always going to call him Refrigerator Perry because that's just what I know him for. But yeah, he's the best quarterback for the theme team. Now, obviously, there's other options. You got Fridge, Michael Vick, Jalen Hurts. Those are like your three options. There's like three different Michael Vicks, but you know the one I'm talking about. Now, the reason why Fridge is better than Michael Vick and Jalen Hurts, one, he has the better release. He has traditional 4. Jalen Hurts has Gen 2. Vick has Slinger 1. If I had to rate all these releases, I would go Fridge as the best release. I think Jalen Hurts is the second best release, and then Vick I think has the worst release out of all of them. Now, all their AP is pretty similar. It's not really that much different from an AP standpoint. Actually, no, I think Fridge you save like 1 AP, but their AP isn't really much different. The thing with Fridge is he's got a big arm, he's got speed, he's got very good release, one of the best releases in the game, which is very important. So because of that, Refrigerator Perry is the best quarterback for the Eagles theme team. But just because he is the best quarterback for the theme team, it doesn't mean you have to use him. Like you could still use Michael Vick, you could still use Jalen Hurts. Like all those quarterbacks are still good. Like there's nothing wrong with them. But the true definition of the best guy is the Fridge. But like I said, it doesn't mean you have to use him. For the best running back for the Eagles theme team, I gotta say it is Michael Vick. But I'm not gonna lie, this was a tough decision between Michael Vick and Miles Sanders. Believe it or not, it was a tough decision for me because look, I love this Michael Vick running back card. Like he runs great, but he has a serious problem when he tries to do the fake slide. Like I don't think you understand. Like that is, at least for me, it was such a huge problem. That's why I got rid of him. I just couldn't do it anymore. But even with that, pretty big defect, I would say he is better than Miles Sanders, but I'm not going to lie. I use Miles Sanders, and I don't have any plan on even picking this Michael Vick running back card up. If I'm going to get another running back, honestly, I'm just going to get Todd Gurley. Yeah, honestly, it was a toss-up between Miles Sanders and Michael Vick, because Miles Sanders, surprisingly, isn't actually that bad. He's actually not a bad card. Obviously, he's nothing spectacular, but he's pretty solid. But I guess by default I kind of have to give it to this Michael Vick, even though I don't know, man. You're gonna get mad using this card. So the best wide receiver for the Eagles theme team, I gotta say, is Julio Jones, and I honestly say this: this is probably the best wide receiver I've used all year in Madden. Before Julio, for me, it was probably Carmichael. He was just a beast for me this year. But I can't lie, man. Julio has definitely taken Carmichael's spot. And it was actually, I remember like when I was getting rid of Carmichael, Julio was coming in for him, and I was like, man, he's got some pretty big shoes to fill in. I mean, he filled them. Julio card is fast. He's got the height, 6'3", and he has great animations. He's got a great spin move. He's got a great juke. He fights. He makes tough catches. I mean, this card is amazing. If you got an Eagles theme team, you absolutely have to have Julio out there. The Eagles theme team has a lot of great wide receivers. You got Julio, you got A.J. Brown, you got Devontae Smith, you got Deshaun Jackson, there's Alshon Jeffrey, Chris Carter, Matt Collins. I mean, the list is going to go on and on and on. And I know some people are going to say they like A.J. Brown a little bit better than Julio because of he gets slot apprentice for 1 AP. But, I mean, not everyone uses slot apprentice at the end of the day. And if we're talking from a straight wide receiver standpoint, Julio's got better animations than A.J. Brown. He's also bigger than A.J. Brown, so yeah. Best tight end right now for the Eagles theme team is Dallas Goedert. He was, I think, he was the first Angry Runs card, week 1. That is how long ago this card came out. I actually still use him. He's not the fastest. He's like 90 speed for me, but if you get Dallas Goedert the ball in the open field, this guy, you see why he got an Angry Runs card, because he just simply can't be tackled. Like, he breaks so many tackles, it's insane. And honestly, I don't even know who would be like the second best tight end for the Eagles theme team, because I'm not gonna lie, I use Jordan Reed, because I run 2 tight ends, so I'm using Dallas Goedert and Jordan Reed. I don't even know who the next best tight end is for the Eagles theme team. Like, we have not gotten any tight end love at all this year, which is weird because the last couple years of Madden, usually we are always getting tight ends. Like, we're getting more tight ends than receivers, and I'm usually happy because, like I said, I run the 2 tight ends, so I'm like, yes, feed me more tight ends. This year, it's just been like the complete opposite. Like, we're just loaded at wide receiver, and we've gotten literally no tight ends. So, Dallas Goedert is the best tight end, and he, honestly, well, for the Eagles theme team, he's best tight end for the Eagles theme team, and he's honestly not even that bad. We are officially on to the defense now, and starting off with the defense, we're going to start off with the best corner, in my opinion, for the Eagles theme team. I got to say it's Asante Samuel. A couple reasons why. I mean, You see the stats, obviously all that stuff is great, but one of the biggest thing is he gets deep out zone KO, which is arguably probably the best ability to have right now on defense. And he is actually the only corner out of all, because we, the Eagles theme team, we got a lot of corners. He's the only corner on the theme team that gets deep out zone KO. So because of that, for me, he's got to be literally the best corner. And you know what, he also gets flat zone KO for one. So the KOs right now are the best abilities to run in the game. Pick artist is great, but KOs are really how you're going to be able to get stops. Guys trying to run those deep corner routes, you don't even got to make an adjustment, man. Just tab outside third, that guy's going to go break that thing up. The Eagles team has a lot of great corners. I mean, you got Asante Samuel, Troy Vincent, Rasul Douglas. DRC still pretty good. I feel like I'm probably forgetting someone else. There's a lot of good corners, but the problem with all those corners is they're literally all man coverage corners. So, they get man kills, which is fine. So you play a lot of man defense, but the problem is none of their man kills are even discounted. Like, they don't actually get real discounts. So it's like their abilities just aren't very good at all. Now, all those guys play really good, don't get me wrong. And it's kind of, you look at Julio and AJ Brown. AJ Brown, really the only thing he had better than Julio, right? You got the slot apprentice. He has better, abilities than Julio, but from an offensive standpoint, that ability slot apprentice is nowhere near as important as a deep out zone KO. On defense, there's a reason why the defense AP is higher than offense, because defense is way harder to play than offense. So you need a lot of abilities out there in order to get stops in this game. On offense, all you got to do is hit A to snap the ball, and you're probably going to be able to move the ball. On defense, you got to make 1,000 adjustments. So having deep out zone KOs out there is a must. Best safety right now for the Eagles theme team is Brian Dawkins, and he's kind of in the same boat as Asante Samuel. The reason why is because he gets deep out zone KO, and believe it or not, actually, I use Brian Dawkins actually at corner just so I can have 2 outside corners with deep out zone KO. But let's say you want to use him at safety, he gets pretty much every KO in the book. I think he even gets deep route KO, like, so for the man coverage guys. So he gets deep route KO, deep out zone KO, mid zone KO. He pretty much gets all the KOs, so you got anything you want with him. Like I said, I literally use him in outside corner just so I can have as many KOs out there. And in my actual safety position, I'm actually using Kevin Byard, believe it or not. I mean, he's not that bad, but I mean, he's no Brian Dawkins. And the best edge rusher for the Eagles theme team, in my opinion, is Hassan Reddick. Now, the Eagles theme team is loaded at D-line. You got a lot of guys. You got Hassan Reddick, Nolan Smith, Javon Curse, Reggie White can kind of play off the edge, and interior Brandon Graham kind of in that same boat. There's a lot of D linemen, and the reason why I went with Hassan Reddick is, obviously his stats are great. He can get to the quarterback. I've seen what he can do. He's legit. But one of the biggest ones is he gets no outsiders for 1 AP, and a lot of times you're left with like 1 AP on defense because of how the whole AP system is, and putting this on as an extra 1 AP is really good because it's going to do very good against the run, because the only way to negate no outsiders is edge protector on the O lineman, and nobody is running offensive lineman abilities right now, especially with there only being 7 AP on offense, and no one's getting like free stuff on the line. So no outsiders are going to work every time against the run. So, and look, he's already going to get the quarterback. He's a dog. So because of that, I'm going to give it to him. But Nolan Smith is like right there next to him. He's like the number 2 guy. Now, our best D tackle for the Eagles theme team, interior line, whatever you want to call it, the inside guy on the line, got to go with Jalen Carter. I mean, you kind of already know why. He gets 1 AP inside stuff. Any D tackle in the game right now that's getting inside stuff for 1 AP is going to be one of the best guys in the game, and he plays great. I mean, I obviously have this card. He gets to the quarterback. He's great in the run. I know his stats might not, look it like in the pass rush game. He's only got 90 power move, but I mean, he gets to the quarterback. You see, he's got that 95 block shot. You mix that in with inside stuff. As long as he's not getting double teamed, he's pretty much shedding it. And shit, sometimes he gets double teamed and he still sheds it. So you got Eagles theme team, man. Definitely got to have Jalen Carter in the middle of that D-line. And the best linebacker for the Eagles theme team, this is also our last position, by the way, is, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Harold Carmichael, outside linebacker. Not only is he the best linebacker for the Eagles theme team, he might be the best linebacker in the game. 6'8". This is the guy you want to be using. He gets lurk artist for 0 AP, so you're not having to spend any AP to make him actually animate. He's fast. He can play pretty much anywhere on the field. If you're using this Carmichael card, you either want to be literally using him, playing as him, or you just, let's say you're running like a nickel normal or some type of defense where there's 2 backers in the box. You just want him in the box. I'm not saying you got to use him, but you definitely want him somewhere in that box, just You know, he's just big, man. He could play anywhere, and he's fast. The fact that you don't have to spend any AP on lurk artists, I mean, it just makes it so much better because, you know, with linebackers, right, if they don't have lurk artists, they're not animating, they're not jumping. You should never, for anyone that doesn't know, because there's some people that do not know, you should never have a linebacker on the field that does not have lurk artists because their feet will never leave the ground. That's pretty much my list of, you know, the best players at each position for the Eagles team. Let me know if you guys agree with this, if there's other players that you think are better than some of these guys. Like I said, I left out the offensive line, and I also left out players like, you know, Todd Gurley and team captains because those are like universal players, you know what I mean? The team captains are situational. You can use them wherever you feel you want to use them. I use, who do I use? I use Kevin White, and I also use Jordan Reed. Things right now that I think the Eagles team needs, I think we need a running back. Like I said, that Mike Vick, man, he is just a little too crazy for me. I need a normal running back. Always take some offensive linemen. I'll never, you know, be opposed to that. Definitely need a tight end. And for defense, I would say we need more corners that are like zone archetypes. They get zone kills, like, you know, corners, safety, all that stuff. Maybe another linebacker. I know they just gave us the Nakobe Dean, but the problem with him is they did not give him lurk artists, so that's a huge L. Maybe give us another D tackle that gets inside stuff for 1 AP to go with Jalen Carter. That'd be pretty cool. And I mean, honestly, besides that's probably it. I think that's all I have right now. Let me know who you guys would like to see for the Eagles team, players, you know, just all kind of stuff in general. And that's pretty much gonna do it for this one, boys. See y'all in the next one.